everyone out in Facebook land. This is Cindy Harrison, and tonight's featured artist is Miss Lydia Steeves. Ooh, yes. And I see you're all dressed for the occasion. I see that. So let's talk a little bit about anything we want, because we want to give people time to catch us. We're going to keep the peanut gallery muted out there.
So one thing, I had at least two questions about the background and how I put the pan pastels on, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. I made it a really easy background, and I'm sorry it wasn't harder. But really, it was just put some pink and yellow on. That was it. Just put some pink and yellow on, and then put your, fix it and then put your pattern on. So remember that, because this next one is as easy as that as well. This is the little sweet chick. That's next for April. And this one is yellow. So you're going to put some yellow where the little chicky poo is. And then I think I used orange tint, but you could use pink as well. And just pink around the outside, bring them together. Very easy. Remember that. Easy. Didn't mean to throw you, off kilter by making it an easy background.
Yeah, you make it too easy and they think like they're missing something, did we not get all the instructions?
I know.
So maybe you need to preface it with saying, this is an easy one.
I did say that. It says in the thing here, it said, this is not a complicated background. This is not a fancy pastel background. Just pick up one color at a time and put it on. That's it.
Well, that's just crazy.
I thought that was cute.
No, I do love them. They're really the softness of those backgrounds. I wish I can bring myself to use pastels, but I cannot. But I love the look that you get every time you do it. It is gorgeous. So I just want to say thank you for everyone who's joining us, whether you're joining us on Facebook or you're joining us in the Zoom room. You're more than welcome to come join us in the Zoom room. The rules are the same. If you want to communicate, you type in the chat in both places, and I will relay the question to Lydia for you and get your answer. If you are watching and you don't have questions right now, but later on you think of a question, go ahead and put it in the comments, not in Zoom room because we'll be closed, but put it in the comments on Facebook. Put a little @ sign in front of Lydia's name, and then she will go back and read them and answer them. And if you're watching the replays, the same applies to you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch the replays. But go ahead, if you have questions, little @ sign in front of their name, her name, and you will get your question answered. It's as easy as that. Easy is the word of the evening. Everything is easy, right?
We don't mean to pick on you.
No, we're not picking on anybody. We are a good, kind group of humans in the world. That's why I love this group, because we all help one another. And that's what it's all about, right?
Well, I guess the other thing we can say too, that is, don't forget that this one is going to be on Wednesday, and that's soft pastel. And so you might not want to do soft pastel, but you might want to just swing by and see what it's all about, because it is pretty fun.
What's his name?
His name, this is Neighborly Hello.
Oh, yes.
So it's just that first little raccoon that used to swing through my yard. He was definitely a little orphan. So that's why he looks so small and cute. But so that's on, that's Wednesday, February 23rd. Soft pastel. So
I actually love the leaves on that one too. It is gorgeous.
Yeah, fun to do something a little, extra element, which is, that's the same sort of thing with these little guys. You need lots and lots and lots of colored pencils for this, because you need like three purples and 3 blues, or at least 2 blues, and there's a pink one in the back there too, and of course yellow.
Yeah, but it's perfect for the holiday.
Yeah, yeah. I love
Excellent.
Easter colors. Easter colors are great.
They are great. Well, I think we have a good crowd here waiting for you to get the ball rolling. So go to it, Miss Lydia.
Okay, we will change the camera and we will put the sample there. So we will actually be coloring a lot of that. It's kind of like the little lamb from last year, Easter time. So where we did a fair bit of coloring in the background, and then that pink and orange, pink and yellow. What color did we do? Oh, we did pink and orange on this one. So that means it's going to be yellow and pink on that one. So, anyways, lots of coloring. So let's take our sharp black and color in that pupil. There we go. And then we're going to color in the black portion of the beak. And that is going to be this bottom piece here. And so you do need to have a sharp pencil so that it is quite jagged. Try to keep that jagged look. Okay. Going along here. And then what we're going to try to do, well, let's do the mouth here too, the beak line. What you're going to try to do as you color this is try to keep this little area here free of color so that you know where to put the highlight. So let's just put in the mouth here all the way up. Okay. So here we have this line coming. It's going to be black on the other side of it. And maybe maybe you can't quite do it. That's fine. But just try to give yourself a bit of an indication as to where that is going to end up being. Okay, so I'm just to the right of that graphite line. And I'm pressing fairly hard because we definitely know that we want this to be black. Okay, keep on going. And so same sort of thing down here. If you want to, just see if you can leave a few little lines to give yourself an indication of where we're going to put some light. And if it, like I say, if it doesn't work, well, you can wing it. Okay, and this goes all the way down. There we go. And we have a little bit on this side. There. Then we will take our yellow ochre and color in the eye. And a sharp terracotta, we are going to outline okay. And orange goes in this nostril. Okay, I think those are like the little bits of details that we need.
Lydia,
Yes,
these little critter squares are what, 4x4?
yes, they're 4x4.
Thanks.
Okay, so we've got those little things, little details. And now what we're going to do is take that orange and we're just going to start coloring in a little bit of the actual flamingo. And we'll start where we know we want darkness and color. And you really can't go too wrong with this color because after all, it's pretty and it's the right color for flamingos. So we're just going to keep it light. And we're coming down around that cheek, and then we're coming along the neck here. And around. Just make sure that it fades. So as you pull away, lighten your touch even further. This little piece here is also flamingo. You can put a little something there. That little piece is not flamingo, and this is not flamingo, but that one is. Okay, and then we're going to just keep on coloring, maybe a little bit down here. Let's see, we'll come up to the forehead and we'll start to just bring in some color there, around the eye, under the eye. Just large, light strokes. And just some to the right of this beak here. And what we're going to try to do is keep this area light. So it's going to be darkish, light, and dark, like a cheek, I guess, is what we're trying to do. But nothing too serious yet. Okay, just kind of, I like this color. I thought this was a very nice color to go along with the flamingo. And then when I was looking at pictures of flamingos, you had like super pale ones and you had some super intense ones as well. So I really don't think you can go too wrong with the coloring. And so then this wing here, we are going to start in there too. So start where you know you have something that, like this is going to be dark or orangey. And this is going to be orangey here. So I know those for sure. And then we've got another little piece there and another little piece here. And you might not get these exactly in the same spot by the end of what we're going to be doing, but as long as you have some curves and some lines of fluff, then you're going to be okay. So I'm going to put a little bit in here too. And what's going on down here, I don't know. There we go. Okay, so we're just kind of close there. Let's put some down in this deep right-hand corner too. There. Because after all, that's kind of the color that Franny is. And back to your terracotta, and we will put in some of this coloring. So you may want to turn it upside down, actually. It might be a little bit easier. And you're coming right up tight. Maybe even grab the transfer line too, especially up close to the nose here.
What color was that, Lydia?
Terracotta.
Terracotta.
Yeah, back to the terracotta.
Nice color.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just kind of doing it a little bit on the vertical strokes here, but very, again, a light touch. And then as you pull away, you fade and fade and fade. And maybe you'll fade a little bit faster than what I've got there. Maybe you'll take a little bit longer to fade. There's more colors coming. We've got henna in here. We've got orange in here. We're actually going to go into the dahlia purple. So just keep it light for now. And I guess the other thing with these kinds of backgrounds is try not to make them too even. Like think about more diagonals, you know, a little bit more down there, a little bit less up top. Try to always go for some variety. Okay, so if you see this kind of a thing happening where it's really, really straight, just think, oh, well, I'll just take a little bit longer and I'll just fade it to nothing. Okay, spin, spin, spin. And remember what we said, that this was not flamingo. So we're going to take this color and we're going to put this in here too. I would say closer to the, like touching the flamingo is where the terracotta is, and maybe try to fade to the middle. I have a little bit less there. And this little piece up here, it may or may, it might disappear by the time you're finished and you've glued it on. Let's see, I've got two of these, and that it's gone on this particular one, just the way I cut it at the bottom and the top, whereas I have a little slip of it left on that one. So just color it in for now, because you don't really know what you want later. All right, so then we're going to do the same thing again, but this time we're going to put henna. And henna's going on top of that. And the two colors together are actually quite nice. So look at their forehead. Do you like what's happening? Maybe change directions just a little bit, just so that you don't set up a pattern that you don't like. And I think I'll just try a little bit more for a diagonal there. Okay, so you really want to practice that fading thing. And let's put some in this little corner piece too. I mean the little scoop and the corner. And we're going to go back to the terracotta, and we're just going to put in a little bit more intense shadow along this jawline.
Sorry to digress. What was the color that you used on the body, the wing and the body?
This here, orange. Nothing exciting. It's just
Thank
plain old called orange.
It was so easy and simple.
That's going to be the theme of this class. Well, so let's just now remember that this part is flamingo. Even though we got the same kind of colors going, you just have to treat it slightly differently. Okay, so I'm going to put just a little bit of terracotta down here. I got a little bit up against the beak and along there, kind of faded to the right. Definitely have some underneath this jaw. I think, well, we could put a little something up here on the forehead. Under the eye. Do I want to do too much more? Maybe a little bit here at the curve. But you see, you'll have to do less at the curve so that this is darker. So you just do a little tiny bit here, maybe a little bit here. Like, don't bring it out as far as the orange. And we will put a little bit on the neck behind this shoulder wing. There. I'm trying to think of where else we might want to put some. I think we're going to put some down here on the, we know that this is darkish. Okay, so I'm just kind of doing little circles and just feathering it here and there, keeping it light, keeping it very light. And we could put some henna on there too, if we feel like it, just because we like henna. I like henna. But, you know, don't get carried away. Let's put some right here too. All right, that's enough. That is enough. So now on with the white. So the plan here is going to be that we just start to find some of this line, these lines of white and feathers and direction and things like that. So you can see how they change depending on where they are in the actual flamingo. So quite short here, curving around. We're going to try to get these little points on the forehead. And then as we come around, maybe think more tufts, like wet. Maybe he was a little bit wet and it's a little bit more of a rougher texture. And then coming around, and we'll finish that up and slightly curved there. Under here, we have some nice directional things happening, a little bit longer strokes coming down, and maybe we'll try to get some of these little fluffs. And then when you get to this wing, we have these long strokes coming along here, basically these, but we're not going to go on top of those, we'll go beside them. And same sort of things here, sort of like longer strokes. Right, here we go. So we're going to go on the forehead and we're going to try to get those more individual strokes shorter, and we are going to have more on the left edge and less as we come around towards the eye. Keep your pencil being rotated. Try to see the strokes. So before we were just coloring nicely, just the way we always like to color, things were close together. But now we are trying to make some texture and we need to change our approach and think about individual feathers. Okay, so I've got that coming around like that. I'm going to just go on this cheekbone too, and come around underneath. These won't necessarily stay white, but they will end up to be lighter, a lighter pink. Okay. So you can see I'm starting to change the direction here a little bit. So those ones are going this way and up that way. And now we're changing direction and we're trying to bring this on the cheek. And we've got these longer hairs. And we need to turn those and we need to bring maybe one or two, if you can, over top of the beak. There we go. Okay, so we've got this thing that goes backwards and down and comes slightly forward. Let's sharpen our pencil. Okay, so as we come from the head and around the neck, shorter, a little bit more, thinking these little tufts. So I'm kind of thinking more like this kind of a thing. Okay. But at the same time, we're not doing too much work. This is going to be pink and flamingo-ish. This is where all the attention is. So that's where the detail's going. Okay, so come around, turn the corner. And this area is not going to be all that light either. So we're just mostly in the middle. And maybe you can do one or two little lines over that dark beak, if you can. If it doesn't turn out to be that way, it's hardly a big thing. Jumping onto this left side, you can have a slight curve. Maybe you can think, you know, sort of tufts too, but again, don't get too crazy. Just kind of put in some lines of white and try to get that gentle curve. And then we come to this. Okay, so I'm going to do this edge all the way along. And then I'm going to put some long, pressing fairly hard. Okay, so we want some long individual strokes here. And okay, sharpen my pencil again. And then we've got this little section. Some long ones here. Maybe we got some long ones here. They curve differently though, so bring them slightly up. Even keep going all the way into the corner. You know, just kind of go along with the same theme of some of these long things with a slight curve. And who knows what's going on there. And we'll do another little bump. And then we have another bump. And another bump. There we go. We even have some white on the beak. So on this beak, it's actually, you're going to color it like what we did with the black part. So we'll start at the left and we'll work our way towards the right. Again, I'm trying not to cover that graphite line. We'll put some shadow in. There'll be some gray in there. So just jump over it for now.
Jackie says she finally got a set of pan pastels and she can't wait to use them. And Linda says your pattern is awesome, Lydia. Great pics. Was hoping to do with you, but stuff got in the way.
Oh, isn't that the case, hey?
Always, but good thing the replay will be available after this class, this demo, I should say, is over. And it will be under guide number 1, which is exclusive to Lydia. So you can find Franny the Flamingo at the top of that list, I think.
Okay. So I have lots of white here, jumping over all the little spots, picked it up here on the other side of the lip line. And as I've kind of come towards this way, I've just done less. Okay, because we know, oops, well, that's not very good. That's not very smart, is it? Just colored on my original. There we go. We'll have some shadow and some other color on there too. So we don't want to have too much white. So I think that's the end of photo 1. So I think we're on to photo 2. Okay. And now we come to the water brush, which is what I enjoy doing. So I've got the water brush, and you buy these just in an art store, and there's all sorts of brands, and you can pick whatever brand you want. It doesn't really matter. And you will put your OMS, odorless mineral spirits, in it, and then you will just start it over a paper towel. And we are going to put it on everything. Now, the only thing that you have to remember is we have to be a little bit careful with the black. So we're going to start on Franny everywhere except the black. And you're just going to put it on. For people who haven't used it before, it's not a super scary step in that it doesn't make your color wander all over the place like a watercolor. However, it does pick up color onto the tip. So if I went into the black first and then jumped over and touched my beautiful pink flamingo-y parts, then you would transfer your black. So you don't have to worry that if I touch the black, it would just run on its own. Okay, so just put it on everything here. And then when you're ready, come in and put it on the black. And then just slow it down. Think about what you're doing. Stay in the lines. There we go, just kind of. And I just put a little bit on that mouth too. And then wipe off your tip, just so it's ready for the next time.
So the question is, does this have to be with this water brush or can you use a paintbrush?
Well, the problem with, I mean, yes, you can apply it with a paintbrush, but the thing is with the paintbrush is that means that your odorless mineral spirits is in a little dish, and then it's evaporating into your air. And it may be odorless, but you should be a little bit more careful with it. So that's why this kind of a thing is good. And then it's just always in that pen, and you can store it this way and you don't have to worry about spillage or anything like that. So that's why I do that. Okay, so next is going to be orange, and we're going to color in the background. So this time, however, I think the orange is pretty much going to be everywhere. So you can start up here in the left-hand corner lightly, and you will color that whole background right in.
Is that covering up all your beautiful pan pastels?
I know. That's probably why everybody was so confused, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. It's just that doing colored pencil on a pure white piece of paper, it's actually quite hard to do. So and it's not completely covered, not completely. And I think the thing is too, is that this is blush pink, by the way. I'm just putting a little bit of blush pink up here too, because I like that whole pink and orange combo. You know, as you're designing things, you try stuff and then you work with this and then you keep looking at it and you think, oh, I like a little something more here. I like a little something more there. So, you know, you don't always know how it's going to end up.
Carol is asking, is the surface still a little damp?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it stays damp. There's my back. It's not dripping though. All right, so I've got this pink and I do not bring the pink over everything. Pretty much I just have that pink in the left corner, maybe a little bit down that left-hand side. You might need to add a little bit more OMS to what we just finished doing. And then we will take our bigger moon scrubber and we will blend. And that just kind of softens everything. Blends it. And you might decide that that's it for that background. And you might decide that, you know, later on in the piece, as we get more done on Franny, you might decide that you want to get a little bit more. And I do have that purple still to come too, because that purple was just, it's just pretty. Okay, so we're just giving this a little rub, rub, rub. There. And of course, you can repeat anything you want. And we forgot to do this, so let's put some orange on here, starting in the middle and working towards the outside. Put some more stuff on here. I wouldn't put the pink in that. The pink was just more for that left-hand side. Oh, I thought that the good cat was be allowed to stay here. I have one good cat. Apparently she doesn't want to be a good cat anymore. She wants to be a bad cat.
Naughty cat, not bad, but naughty.
Good in the, I mean, bad in the good sense, I guess. All right, so let's just rub our shadows a little bit here too on Franny. There. Just such pretty colors, that's all. Pretty pretty. Okay, so wipe off your, get in the habit too of wiping off your moon scrubber after each time you've used it. Just right in that, you squeeze that on your paper towel, and that's your little cleaning pad also for your scrubbers. Let's get out warm gray 30. And for this one, we are going to shade the light parts of the beak, and we're going to highlight the dark parts. So let's just start way in here and bring out a bit of gray. Very light touch, again, more like what we were doing before with the orange, just a little buzz over top, barely touching the surface. We got a little indentation here. And this is where we've got a little bit of a shadow above the nostril. And it curves down towards the beak, the black part of the beak here. And we have this line here that is shaded to the right of it. And if you're trying to make some little fluffies coming over the beak, you know how we put the white over top? Keep that in mind and maybe try to put the gray in between. So I'm getting a little bit of a look there. Anything else? You could put just a little something in this whole patch. Nothing specifically structured, just a little something. Okay, now that was the shadows. Highlights. Let's get this obvious one here. So you'll color it coming down. It's not quite on the edge. It's just inside the edge. And this time I'm actually pressing fairly hard, almost like a burnish. We'll be back with the black and everything too. So I've got it at that very left big curve, pressing kind of hard, fading, fading, fading to the right. And then if we can, we'll try to do a highlight on the other side So this is this line of white that comes around the nostril, and then it should just continue on and down into the black area. And then we have these ones. We got a long one to the first one, starting on the right-hand side. You just got this long one, and then you have a slightly shorter one, and then you have an even shorter one. And then just wipe the tip of your warm gray, because now you've probably picked up lots of black on it, and we just don't want to, again, deposit it somewhere where we don't want it. Super sharp cream. And you will go around. So we did the terracotta completely around the eye. And then we're going to take this cream and we're going around the eye as well, except not quite in the same way, maybe more at the front and more at the back, maybe not so much on the top, and a little bit thinner around the bottom. You can see on the sample that it's going to be dark above the eye there, just to set it in so that the cream is going around. All right, so do you have any graphite lines that might prove troublesome? If that's true, I'm trying to see if I'm getting better at putting my pattern on so that I don't have to do too much of this. Anything like this, where you have this dark line here, hopefully we can grab that and get rid of it by putting our shadow in there. You might have trouble in this little area, maybe up top here. Anyway, so there may be some areas where you might need to take off your pattern. And so when you do, if you're planning on coming for the chick, when you put your pattern on, really make sure that you can barely see your transfer lines when you do the yellow egg for sure, and maybe even your little chickie poo, because those are very light colors too, and it'll get in the way. All right, so you see what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this white and I'm going to put more white here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the background and help myself to get rid of the graphite that way. And if you have something like that you just can't get rid of, maybe you could take your little perfection eraser and just take a little bit off so that you can cover it a little bit better with the white. There we go. Anything else that needs to be? I want to have 2 or 3 of these on the forehead. Okay, I like that. 2 little 3, then a third one up top there. I've got 2 little guys there. Okay. I think that'll be good. Terracotta, again, we're just going to look at our shadows around on Franny. And you will also need your orange. And we're just going to build a little bit more around the eye here. So right up tight to your cream line. Maybe you need to give the cream line a bit of a trim, depends on how you put it on. And remember we were saying a little bit more, a little bit dark above. Okay, so I'm just giving that a little trim. Barely touching the surface, fading it off. And let's see what we can do here. It's always kind of nice to have a bit of an eyeliner look. There. I think I like that. And what about down here where the cheek hits the beak? And maybe under that as well. Do you like the shape of your cheek? Sometimes it gets a little straight. So if you would like to make it a bit more of a curve, just take your shadow and make that for yourself. And remember we were saying a little bit about grabbing that transfer line, and that's what I'm doing here too, just to make sure. Okay, so you do need a sharp pencil if you're going to do this. And you don't want to stripe. Make sure that you always fade it. And what I want to do here too, I want that little fluff. See that little fluff? I want that. So I will go in from the background and make sure I get that. And I'll keep going around here too, because I can see my graphite line and I don't want that right there. And I'm going to go back to the background and just make sure I grab it. Okay, what else? A little something here, dark. Maybe a little something underneath this beaky part. Anywhere where you think you would like to have it a little bit more dark and you at the same time can get rid of the transfer lines. Okay, so in between, see these long lines? I'm going to see if I can't do it. My pencil is, my tip is broken. Get another one. Okay, there we go. Okay, so just kind of come in from behind. It's a little bit getting a little too dark for me there. So I'm just gonna jump over and do a few other little spots, and then we can add some orange. Okay. Don't want to get too dark. Not too dark too fast. Okay, so now I'm going to just take my orange and kind of go over top of it, and I'm going to pull it a little bit further just to kind of keep it soft. And like we said before, orange is good. Orange is a nice color. Franny orange. So I'm just taking a little bit further. And maybe a little bit on here too. I might have to take a few more lines off in a bit. Okay, so I've got some orangey bits, just enough to work with the background a little bit. We don't want Cindy to get upset that we're covering all our pan pastels.
And Cindy appreciates it.
Okay, so I know that I'm not going to want these. I'm taking those off. Now we'll be able to cover them. All right, so that is the end of photo 2. Now we're going into photo 3. We're going to color the beak again because we definitely want it black. Black, black, black. So start maybe in the middle here and come into your gray. Change your pressure just a little bit as you move left. You can color, lots right in the middle here, but just super light over top of that gray. Kind of come in here. Be careful on your edge. Then we're going to put a little bit more of your OMS. There we go. And then we're going to wipe off your tip. And then you're going to take your 0 or your 00, doesn't really matter, but you're going to take one of your smaller scrubbers and you're going to make that all nice and beautiful and black. There. Okay, wipe off your scrubber. So that's just a perfect example of why I use OMS and those scrubbers, because now it's a beautiful saturated beak. Looks nice. And now there's the pink rose. And we're just going to bring it on, re-highlight just a little tiny bit right in there. Wipe off the tip and then go up into the light part of the beak. Just kind of make it this very light pink. You're coloring over top of the gray, you're coloring over top of your white. You're picking up bits, just pull them off. Just kind of color it all in there. And you can bring the white back. You decide that you lost your white, you'd like a little bit of white here, right down this left side. Go ahead and put that back on. And I would try to take off my graphite there. In fact, that's what I will end up doing. And you can sharpen this pencil eraser in your sharpener. Just take that little bit off. And then you can just bring your white back again. You can bring your gray back again. You can bring your pink rose back, and you can just kind of play it back and forth. So I would do that to this little area there too, but I won't take the time, not right now. Okay, so we've done that, we've re-highlighted. Ooh, now we get to use that dahlia purple. Okay, we are going to put just a little bit in the background. So just light touch again. Okay, so now I'm really making sure that I like my little tufties. Make sure I don't see the graphite lines if I don't want to see them. So sometimes it's kind of hard because we're following along this edge of the forehead, but at the same time, we want to color up and down in the same way that we were coloring before. So just make sure that if you do kind of come around and outline a little bit, that you are able to incorporate it into the background seamlessly. And I just like a little bit of a curve to that.
Janet said, beautiful flamingo, love watching you work.
Thank you.
I agree.
She was kind of fun to do. Okay, so just kind of giving it a little bit of a rub. You could put a little more OMS on too if you don't think you're getting the look that you want. But try it now. Like we've put it on a couple of times, so you always want to try first. Okay, then orange, because orange is a great color and we can never get enough of orange. But then don't forget too, you do have those other colors. You have henna. Henna is a great color to take that purple and to gently like make sure that it's not too stripy. Okay, see, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do some. And mostly what I wanted to do with this background, you know, some of they're always in a flock, right? They're always with a whole bunch of their little pink friends. So, you know, this could be another flamingo or just generally a pink area because they're a bunch together. But you just want to be able to see this really nice forehead and this whole line. So that's all we're trying to do with that. And we will put some purple in here too. And we'll give that a little rub. Okay, we could put a little more later on too if we decide. Do you need more pink? If you need a little bit more pink, you can put some in there. I'm just going to hold, I think, for now. Don't want it to be too crazy. We want to do a little bit more work on Fran. All right, so a little bit of artichoke, not avocado, artichoke, and maybe more towards the top. We just want to do a little something to soften that yellow. So put some of the artichoke on there. And then we'll repeat the yellow ochre if you need to, just kind of blend it together. You want it to be a greenish yellow. And we want to put a little of that purple around it. And how's your light around there? It should be a barely there sort of thing. It should be this great big wide light part. Okay. I'm going to put some more OMS on my Fran, because we have that terracotta on there, and this is nice. So I'll just put this on. And we'll see what we want to do. We'll see what we want to do. You've got your henna, and that could be on the shadows because we've done terracotta twice. So now we'll do the henna, and we might reapply the white. We've got our blush pink and we have our orange. That's the actual colors of our actual flamingo. All right, so let's just do the henna. And thinking about the white that we put on before. So we're trying to go in between. And I'm trying to make sure that I cover up those graphite lines that I've erased. And coming along this forehead. We want to have a little shadow there. I want it quite narrow here and then bigger as it comes around there. Okay, so just in there, I don't, you could put a little bit on the neck and maybe a little bit here. Okay, because we want that sort of bulge look. And let's just put a little something, like a bit of a shadow idea. And do we need any more here? Maybe just a bit, not too much, because I think the terracotta did it okay. And can you hear that?
Is that the cat?
That's that stupid floppy fish. Do you know that one that cats touch and then it goes boom, 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 boom. So it's upstairs, and so that the little baby, we pulled it out for the little baby today. So
Oh dear.
that's what you hear. Yeah. They took the sister away to get a spay, and she's probably in adoptions today, if not tomorrow. I would think. And so this one is left with me. So she's bored to tears because now she doesn't have her sister to run around. And my cats, they're okay. Carmen's good, but it's not a 16-week-old kitten. So she has her required 12 hours of sleep. Oh dear. All right, so I'm just taking my henna and I'm just putting it in, trying to grab some of my lines. Okay, and then I'm going to just repeat my white a little bit. So I'm looking down my neck and here I see this white in the middle and orange, and we don't really want that. We want to have it look like a nice neck that is made of feathers. So I'm just going to take a little bit of white and go into the sides there a little bit. And this here is not too much really to do here. So I'm just kind of taking the white and making sure that I've got, just some texture. And same with here. We put the henna in. Do we need to go back now with some white just so that we can get that look, the texture, the direction? Maybe you need to do a little bit more in that area. We don't want it to be white. We're going to end up putting pink on top of it and some orange. Okay, so here we go with the cheek. Okay, just kind of like a little bit of a side. Okay, so I like this. This is good. This is good. And now it's just this wing. It does take a little bit because it's not super clear what you're supposed to do. It's like a lot of changes. So I would say what you want is this little row of feathers to look good. So you want it white here, and then you want to come this way, and you want to have it a little bit thin as you finish these lines. And do you have these little points? I think I've got that. And then this line comes up there. And you're just trying to find some curves on these lumps here. And then these longer lines. And they'll look good if you have a nice little curve to things. And okay, so I'm going to put an extra one in here. And this is a spot where I think I'm going to take that line off. Okay, so just sort of take off the ones that are problematic. They don't all have to come off. Okay, so then we've got our pink and we have our orange. So, and you can do whatever you want, really. Do you want a pinker one? If you do, then you'll just do more pink. If you want an orangey one, then you'll do a little bit more orange. So I'm just coloring the white for the most part, and then fading it. And then I'm going to switch over to the orange. Put a little bit more orange on there. So you should have some light orange and you should have some of the regular orange that we put on way back.
Linda put, you have done this so quickly, make it look so easy. And of course, a lot of people are saying it's beautiful. And Wendy is wondering what's the eraser you're using.
So that's just something that I found lately, and it's really coming in handy. It's called a Perfection, and that could be a 7 or a 1, who knows, 08058 Faber-Castell. And you can get one that's pink, and it has a B at the end of this number, but try to get the white one, because I find sometimes a pink eraser leaves pink on your paper. And it's a hard eraser, but I just have really found that it's working quite well to get in and into those little tighter areas, whereas a kneaded eraser takes off too much of everything else.
Linda's wondering if you adopted a flamingo to figure out all the details.
No, I didn't. I think they stink, don't they?
I don't know, but they eat brine, I guess it is, and like a type of fish, and that stinks, and I won't have it in my house.
Oh, well, maybe that's what it was. I know I went to Busch Gardens, and they were a whole bunch of them there, and it was a little on the smelly side. Maybe it was what they were eating, could be.
That's what gives them that pink color.
Well, and they are very pretty.
Yeah, Diana says they do stink.
Okay, there you go. So no, they won't be in my house either then. Well, I shouldn't, it shouldn't be so terrible because I got a poopy kitty right now, but okay, so you can see that I'm just kind of softening just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, and I would spend a little bit more time, I think, just trying to lessen my graphite lines there. It's annoying with graphite lines with something as light as this, because you need them, but at the same time you don't want this gray stuff. So you see, you can do a combination. You can try to take some of it off, and you can just take a darker color and try to incorporate them a little bit. So that worked out quite nicely right there, I think. And I could definitely try that up here too. You don't have to have them completely off, but you just want that gray look to be gone. And I personally, I mean, I like pink. I definitely like pink, but I just thought this orange was what I wanted. So I would just kind of go in and color in between those white lines. I think that this part here worked out quite well. And every once in a while, if you see a line here, just say, okay, well, let's see what I can do from behind. And take your henna and just see if you can't take it away from behind. So it's just a matter now of playing. Do you like it? Want a little bit more orange, put a little bit more orange on it. You want a little bit more pink, put a little bit more pink on it. So this one, well, I'm pretty close. Maybe this one's going home with my daughter, so I will see what she would like. I've already mailed a set. I did like 2 little kitties, a chick and a flamingo to another family. So that's what I was working on this week. Oh, look at that. Forgot in the nostril. Just shade at the very pointy parts with the terracotta, and then a little bit of the purple. So when you think that you're pretty close on this shoulder part, go in and put some of the purple in there. And then just rub it. Just like a tint, because we've got it in the background, we've got it in the head. It'd be nice to have it in there. If you put it in and you hate it, or you just didn't quite get it in quite the way you want it, just take your kneaded eraser and gently push it off here. And you just took a little bit off and I've made it a little bit softer. I also put some purple right in this dark black area. You can't see it too much, but it is kind of there. And every once in a while, if you turn your head, you can see this little bit of purple. Did I forget anything?
Linda would like to see the eraser again, but I did post a link to it on Amazon, but I'd still suggest you shop around because there are places that will give you cheaper prices.
Yeah. And then the local Desserts here has them. You can just go into the store and grab yourself a half dozen for your friends. One other thing, I have added a few tints of yellow ochre to the cheeky part here, to the shoulder, maybe a little bit up here on the head. You know, just where you see you don't really want to do the orange, maybe you don't want to do the pink, you just want to have a little sunshiny glow. I don't know what that is. Okay, so then, so you'll let that dry. I would go outside and this is if you're going to make them like what I do, put them on one of these cradled board things. I spray it with a final or a workable fixative. I finish this whole thing and then I put it on, I glue it on, and I ran out of my soft touch varnish and I found this ultra matte varnish and I quite like this one too. Actually, it evens everything completely out. And you saw that I colored on there by accident and I just erased it. So it looks like there's nothing on there at all. And I have 2 coats of this ultra matte varnish. So anyways, I found that in my cupboard and thought, oh, okay, guess I better try something. And that worked out quite good, I thought. I think that's it. I think that is it.
That is it. Wow, record time.
5 minutes to spare.
5 minutes to spare. Does anyone have any questions for Lydia on Franny, or you can even show the ones coming up? Thank you. You're an excellent teacher.
Oh, wow. Thank you. The little Amy girl, that was acrylic for anybody who's interested in acrylic, but that's a make it take it for the convention. And the other little kitten that I don't know, you have to go back and have a look at my little post that I did. And there was a little kitten laying down with a blue ribbon. That's my my demo for the convention too. But that packet's also available. And I just shrank it down a little bit and just did the head because it fit pretty tight in there. So that made it really nice. And one of the little girls that I mailed it to, her name is Sophie. And of course, that little kitty's name is Sophie.
Oh, just so cool. So do you have upcoming webinars?
Oh, yes, I do. Oh, for who was it that had all those pan pastels?
Yeah.
Too many pan pastels.
Linda says she was told that fixative was not available anymore.
What?
Can you just put soft touch without fixative?
Oh, no. I would workable fixative still out there. Come on.
It's gotta be, huh?
Everybody still likes workable fixative. Everybody has workable fixative, don't they? There we go. There's the one where I went completely crazy with pan pastels. However, I do show you, I do tell you which ones you don't have to have because, you know, not everybody has them, right? There we go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Look at that background. And then a cute little guy in there. And then I'll show you how to do, it's not hard. I'm going to show you how to do the snow. And I did use some texture paste down here too, which again, you don't need to have that. But sometimes you just want to pull out everything that you have in your cupboard because you bought all this stuff and you want to use it. My goodness, right?
Right.
I'm working on the ornament club, for the ornament club there. And I was looking at my big pile of gold leaf and, you know, all those variegated gold leaves and all that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, oh, I need to use these up. I need to use these up. I didn't, but I wanted to. I
want someone to do gold leafing.
I've got so much of it. I got gold and variegated, red variegated, blue variegated, green variegated. Oh my goodness.
That'll be cool. That'll be cool. Well, we're going to say if no one has any questions, see, Kathy just bought workable fixative.
Yeah. Okay.
And then someone said Golden has something.
Golden's good too. There's lots of different brands. I mean, I just use a Krylon because that's what I can get here mostly. Okay. So I've used that. Yeah. And but I don't think that's right. I think people are still making workable fixative because everybody likes it, because that's the whole idea, right? Is that you work on top of it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, someone said they bought it from Amazon. So does Lydia do classes? Ooh, Lydia, do you do classes?
I do. I have tons. You have to go onto my calendar. I mean, I don't have them all out. I go to different chapters, and a lot of the chapters, that's great about Zoom, is they do open it up to non-members. So I know I'm going to Cactus Wren in the Zoom world. And I've got 3 projects there. One acrylic, two colored pencils, or the other way around. I can't remember, but I got tons of stuff.
Cool. Someone's asking about the black cat with the sunflowers behind you.
Oh, you guys.
That was Connie. Hey, you put it up there.
Not to what's behind. That's my Carmen. I don't like that one yet. I'm going to redo that one.
Oh, we like it.
I've tried to, all my pastels that I teach, I try to just use that 24 box so that you guys don't have to buy too many. I'm not sure that one would work because I have a lot of yellows in that.
Oh,
I have to see how that would work. Yeah. Okay.
We'll let it slide this time.
Okay, just this time. I'm thinking chickens next time.
Okay. Someone said chickens stink too.
It's the best kind of chicken then to have.
Yes, registration is still open for the convention. It's open until the end of the month. And you can
I have three classes there.
Yeah, plus the demo. Plus, is there a make it take it demo?
Yep, that's that little cat.
Yeah. So you've got a couple things there that will be live in the Facebook group. That's only for registered attendees.
Yeah.
What is the convention being mentioned? Oh, someone new in the crowd.
Sorry.
It is a virtual convention. ARPA Webinars put one on last year for the first time, and we're going to repeat it this time with all new classes and some new teachers. And yeah, show us a way, Lydia.
So I've got this. This is the pastel. So you can see all the pretty colors. So if you're interested in pastel, you might think you should come to the demo on Wednesday. And then I have, this is a colored pencil with the pan pastel background. So that's yellow puffball. And then of course I have Bella Bunny. Bella Bunny. Bella Bunny. So those are my classes, but like you say, there's tons and tons of things. And don't we have a show and tell on Monday night?
Oh, yes, we do. We do have a show and tell on Monday night here in Facebook, this Facebook group at 7 p.m., just like tonight was at 7 p.m. Everybody loves your designs there. And I guess Connie will have to work on her about the black cat with the sunflowers.
Okay.
Linda's asking if she doesn't have pastels, can she use pencils to do the background?
Well, I mean, I guess you could, but no.
Okay.
I always give you, I mean, yes, of course you can. You can do anything. The pastels, I just find work up really quickly, and it's a nice, beautiful, soft background. I'm assuming you're talking about the pan pastels in the background with
Yes.
my colored pencils. Okay. It's like, for instance, this one here, if you didn't have pan pastels or pastels, I think I would just go find a pink piece of paper, or maybe I'd use watercolors or something. Because if you get into coloring your whole piece of paper, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. And I don't know if you were going to get it to be nice and soft and smooth the way I have it.
Yeah. Linda's asking about the Krylon. What was the number on the Krylon? Do you have a number on the Krylon?
Like the workable fixative?
Yeah.
It's just called workable fixative.
Okay. It's not like the other one where it says, what is it, 13 or something like
Oh,
that?
13, 11. Okay, so the thing is with colored pencils, you want to read the back or the side, whatever, and make sure it is for colored pencil or some sort of pencil type product. Oh, there you go. Judy says 1306. Is that the workable fixative, Judy?
13.
I mean, it's very clear, it just says workable fixative on it, and there's no other one. It's workable fixative. The finish,
just in case.
yeah, the actual final fixative that I use might have a number. I'd have to go and check that, but
Someone's asking about when the pumpkin and chickadees will be available, so you'll have to get back to them on that, because I'm sure you don't have that date in the top of, the tip of your tongue. I know I don't.
The pumpkin and the chickadee, that's already up on my website.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's like that was last year.
A long time ago? Oh, was it already? I don't know.
I
It
think so.
seems like it was just last week. I don't know. I think the fox too. You did the fox last month, didn't you?
That fox back there, you guys.
Yeah.
That fox is, it's an online class there for purchase, and it's on my website too.
Yeah. LydiaSteeves.com.
So I have
.ca.
.com.
Okay.
I have written here under special supplies, Krylon Gallery Series UV Archival Semi-Gloss Varnish. That's what I have written down in there. So that's what I would purchase. Semi-gloss or the gloss is fine too.
Okay. See, just in time for Easter. I guess she's talking about the other designs. Okay. See, fabulous class is offered. The convention is a great. Thank you, Shelley. Yeah, that is adorable. I don't understand about the Make It Take It class. How does that work? During the convention, Lydia made a video and we're posting it in the Facebook group for the conventioneers. So if you have signed up and registered for the convention, you will be able to join the Facebook group, Artful Webinars 2022 convention. Yeah, she's adorable. And they will come. We have a whole schedule of when the videos are released. You can purchase a pattern packet through Artful Webinars. All the money goes to the teacher. So I don't keep any percentage of sales of pattern packets.
But we have to pay her in peeps.
No, they're out. I've already ate my I limit myself to 1 pack a day.
Oh, there you go. So mature, so mature.
And so I bought 2 the other day and they're gone again. So yes, and they only have pink and yellow.
Well, that's Easter, right?
What happened to the purples and the blues and the
Oh, okay.
green?
I know nothing about Peeps, but
Yeah, they just had a pink and the yellow, and they had the bunnies and the chickies, and that was it. And I was like, well, I'm gonna take what I can get.
yes.
So hard to get them, and okay, I don't understand. Okay, we got that. So that's how the banquet tickets work, by the way. They're free to watch if you have registered for the convention. What brand name pan pastels?
They're just called pan pastels. That's it. There's only the one and it's called pan pastels. Yeah.
It's too easy.
Too
Lydia.
easy. It's too easy.
And not 1311. No, Krylon 1311. Krylon 1306. Let's see. Krylon workable fixative. Oh, this Sylvia put down 41306 in Canada. And they love the
Just
chicken.
read the label.
Yeah,
There's only one.
yeah.
There's only
Oh, there's other people who like Peeps too. Yay.
You're not well, obviously you're not alone.
Not alone. I want to go to the Peep store. There's a Peep store.
Where?
All Peep. I don't know. I gotta find it. It's all Peeps. It's awesome. Let's see. Can there be Easter without Peeps? No. I would be very sad. There wasn't it 2020? They stopped making them for the year. I was very sad.
Yes.
So anyways, I guess that's it for the questions. Thank you all so much for being here with Lydia tonight. If you did do this, please post it on the Facebook group. Put a little @ sign in front of Lydia's name so she can see it and I can see it, because we would love, yes, a road trip, Diana. I'll pick you up on the way. Well, love to see it. Thank you, Lydia, for sharing your talents with us once again.
Oh, yeah. Thank you everybody for coming. Really appreciate it.
And
Lots of fun.
we will see everybody again soon next week. Don't forget, we have some more coming your way. Check it out under events, and you can watch this replay after we close the room on under guides. Lydia Steeves has her own guide, #1. She's #1.
For one.
Check it out. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.
Okay. Night, everyone.